paste the link. And so you're here. Okay, awesome. All right, let's get started. So I'm Miss Kinga. I think we might have maybe worked in a seminar before together. So yeah, introduce your piece as well as the composer. And yeah, since it's just us two, you don't have to, I guess, like introduce yourself, but feel free to as well.
Hi, my name is Grace, and I am playing Musette.
Awesome, very nice work. Great piece. So, yeah, like I said, it's just gonna be us today, so we'll just kind of go over your piece, maybe a couple things that I would actually want to ask a couple questions before we go to the next part of the class. But for this piece, is this your first seminar on like just playing this one?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, okay, awesome. Well, thought you did really well. And I wanted to look at, there was, I think, one or two little rhythmic things. Yeah, it was over here. Okay, so right here where you have this part. So I think I noticed this a couple times, where your right hand was coming in at the same time as your left hand on this part, right? So I wasn't sure if you were playing this note again or if you were playing this note with the left hand.
I think I played that note again.
Oh, okay. So that might be an easier fix. So playing the note again won't affect your rhythm, right, necessarily. Because I thought what was happening was, you weren't playing this because of the tie, and then you were just coming in early. So this should be a easy-ish fix on that. So let's try if you can go a little bit before maybe measure 10 and then just come into this part and try that one more time. Yeah, good. And I think that one was the same as this, right? So again, we would just not play that like you did, and it has this sort of like it gives it a interesting syncopated rhythm for the right hand. So it can be tricky, but yeah, you did it really well there. So that's, I think, the only thing really rhythmically. So I'll just make sure to note that. And then let me see, I guess on the subject of just looking at small little things you can improve on is, I don't know how much you did articulation yet with your professor on this piece, but the main thing that I think would bring out a lot of just nice articulations would be these staccatos, right? Yeah, why don't you just try the right hand by itself? The first four measure. Yeah, so here, bring out those staccatos a little bit more, right? Like nice and crisp.
There.
Yeah, that's better. Yeah, so that short, crisp sound, right, is gonna give your piece a little bit more character. So when it's legato, right, it doesn't sound, I'd say, as exciting, maybe. And this piece seems to be, it's allegretto, so a little bit on the faster side for sure. And yeah, so when you're playing it, add those staccatos. I think it'll, again, just bring out some character in your piece. And yeah, let me just do one thing real quick. Yeah, put the notes down. So give me 1 second. And then how long have you been working on this piece?
I'd say like I worked on it for about a week when I was first learning it. Then we took a break from it, and for like a little while. So I've kind of just jumped back in it.
Okay. Yeah, sounding pretty good, pretty good. So another thing, let's kind of talk about this is more so what I would do for a second half of a class when, we have more students that we can just discuss a concept. So in your piece, there is a couple interesting things we could talk about. So I'd say starting off even with the time signature, right? So is this time signature something that you're familiar with?
Not really.
Not really? Okay. So do you know what this C with the little cross like through in it stands for? Or you're not sure?
No.
No? Okay. Yeah, that'll be a good thing for us to take a look at then. So I'll talk about a couple like little elements like that. So when we have a time signature, we normally see, something like this or, numbers. And because we have certain time signatures that are just so common, they actually develop like a symbol for it. So this is one of them. And the one without the line through it is just a C, and that stands for common time, which is 4/4, right? Pretty common, just as like the title says, 4 beats per measure. Each quarter note gets a beat. So when we put a slash through it like this, kind of looks like a symbol for like money, like cents, but you're essentially just cutting it in half. So it becomes 2, 2. So do you know what the counting would be for something like that?
Is it 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and?
Yeah, really good. And when you look at your like each of your measures, right? This might feel a little weird to count this way. I would say when you're already playing through the piece and doing so like more quickly, I think it kind of makes more sense that, oh, we're counting 1, 2, 1, 2. Right. So it's literally cutting the value, or wait, not cutting the value, sorry. It's multiplying the value of each note. So now we're counting quarter notes with like half of a beat, right? And then a half note with a full beat. Does that part make sense? Yeah. Okay. I feel like this is kind of the weird part to think about. And something I like to just teach my students with time signatures is if you ever come across any kind of time signature and you're not really sure how to like read it, like maybe you don't know how many beats a particular note might get, like let's say we just had 2, 2, right? Something that I tell my students is I think most we'll remember the top number is how many beats per measure. And then do you know what our bottom number tells us?
No.
No? Okay. Well, let's go over that. And I just want to make sure, have you gone through or have you seen like 6/8 before?
Mhm.
Okay, because I want to give you a couple examples. Let's say, okay, these are going to be our examples. So whenever you have a time signature, like we said, top number is going to tell us how many beats per measure. And our bottom number is going to tell us what kind of note gets one beat. Okay. And the trick to this, to remembering this, is what I have my students do is whatever, time signature you have, just ignore your top note, or sorry, your top number, and put a 1 on top. Okay. So this now turns into a fraction. So this tells us a half note gets a beat, right? Just like in our case here, a half note gets 1 beat. What about if you put a 1/4? What would that fraction be?
A quarter note.
Quarter note. And then over 8?
An eighth note.
Eighth note, exactly. Right, so then we count, in our 6/8, we would count like 1, 2, 3, or maybe I can show you here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, if they were all eighth note. So hopefully that makes a little bit more sense to you. And everything. Oh yeah, and let me just write talk about a couple things. So this is cut time, and then and this is common time. So these are some just definitions you might come across in music. So cool. I think we can leave it at that, unless you have any questions on your piece or.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. And I'll just post these comments and then I'll see you next time.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
No problem. Bye-bye.